everyone, we're going to go ahead and go through the Chronicles of Avonlea and the further Chronicles of Avonlea today. These stories have been such a joy in my life. I've read this one twice now, and they're just so cozy and wonderful, and I've plugged them quite a bit on my channel, but I don't think I've done an actual review of them, so I wanted to do that today. And I'm just gonna go over like some of my favorites. I'm not gonna spoil any of them. I'm just gonna go over kind of my favorite stories, and I think that's a pretty good plug for why you should read these too. Don't ever get this copy because I bought it because it was cheap, and it's cheap because the print is too small. It's so sad. So don't get this copy. Yeah. I wish I had gotten the copy that matched this one, but it was too expensive, so I thought I would just save the money, and it was a mistake. So let's go ahead and get through. The first one is Chronicles of Avonlea, and these are my favorites. So the first one is The Hurrying of Ludovic Speed. And this one is hinted at in one of the actual main books. So my main books are over here. I don't think you can see them. But in one of the actual books, she mentions Ludovic Speed and that she hurried along their marriage. And that's all she says about it. So obviously people asked, so she wrote that short story. So it is very funny. It is very heartfelt. And it's nice to have Anne in them because Anne's not in hardly any of these. So I really liked that one. The next one, the first three are just like the most amazing. If you just like read the first three, you're golden. The next one is Old Lady Lloyd, which is hard for me to say. So its basic storyline is that she's a very, very old woman, and everyone thinks she is rich and a snob. But she's actually incredibly poor, but she's like hiding that fact. So it's like the adventures of like someone she loves, and she's like secretly gifting things, and everyone thinks she's a snob, but she's like secretly gifting basically all she has to this girl that she loves. So it's just a beautiful story. It's also broken up by seasons, and I love that. Short stories broken up into seasons is just amazing. When you see the next season roll around, you're just like, oh, yay. It's so lovely. And the next one is just amazing that all three are just like, mwah, perfect. It's crazy how perfect the first three are. The next one is about the beauty and power of music. And I don't think I'll tell you any more of that because the ending is just so satisfying. But yes, that's what it's about, is the beauty and power of music. So that's all I'm gonna say. It's called Each in His Own Tongue. I always get that wrong. Each in His Own Tongue. And it's about music, and it's the most amazing and surprising one. Then there's a couple I really like. It's just kind of a like side note one. It's not like special, but there's one called Old Man Shaw's Girl, where she like goes off to college, and everyone says, oh, she'll be like too good for you now because the dad is like just like a quiet old man in Avonlea, and it might be a different town. Sometimes it's not in Avonlea, which is hilarious because it's called Avonlea. Sometimes it's like in Spencervale or White Sands, like it's close to Avonlea. But anyway, everyone says like she'll be too good for Avonlea, and so it's basically just this old man, like his thought process, and then what happens when she comes home. The one that's really funny, and I feel like this might just be my personality, some people might not like this one, is The Quarantine at Alexander Adams. It's like a cute enemies to lovers story, and so that one's just really cute and funny. I feel like if people take it seriously, they'll like get annoyed by it, but like if you just like have some fun with it, it's really fun. So those are some in Chronicles of Avonlea that I would highly recommend you read, and it's just a great time. All of them are great. I don't think there's one in this one that I dislike at all. So all of them in the first volume are just beautiful and amazing. Those ones that I highlighted are just my favorite. Then let's get to the Further Chronicles of Avonlea. This one I had some favorites and not so favorites. So some of them I didn't like that much. And there was one that I disliked. So, but again, it's just like your personality. I feel like other people might think it's cute, but I didn't, okay? But let's just start with like the first one on my list. It's not the first one in the series, but it's the first one that I adore. Is Her Father's Daughter. Basically, it's about a girl whose parents are estranged, and she's getting married, and she wants both her parents to be at the wedding. So it's almost like an adult version of Parent Trap, and it's very, very cute. So it's like a serious version of Parent Trap. It's very, very cute. It's beautiful. The story behind it, I love how she like jumps back to the past, and everything, and like, yeah, that one is just so gorgeous. The next one is not gorgeous. It's not beautiful. It is scary and creepy, but I really liked it. It's called The Dream Child. It is at first very depressing, and it just like goes over like emotional pain really well, and like the fear of a loved one going insane very, very well. And I just think that that's not a story I hear very often. I don't hear the loved one who like his wife is going insane and he's like going through that. And it's just such a unique story. I never hear those kinds of stories before. So that one is incredibly interesting. It's just kind of like creepy, and I like that. It's like creepy in a like just not like too bad, but like just a little unsettling. The next one is The Brother Who Failed. It's just a beautiful story of how you can have a simple life but still make a huge impact on the world. So that one's just simple but beautiful. And then the one that I really dislike is called The Education of Betty. If you know, you know. I'm not going to really go into it here. It's just the only one that I disliked. But if you think about it, there's so many. I didn't actually count. I should have counted, but of all the ones I've been through, there's like twice as many. So there's like maybe 10 or 11. And actually, I think there's like 15 in this one. I think it was like 12 and 15. But anyway, this is the only one out of all of those short stories that I disliked. So that's kind of like one out of, what is that, almost 30 that I didn't like. So that's pretty good odds. So that one I didn't like as much. The last one that I really, really liked is The Only a Common Fellow. This one really surprised me, and I don't want to give out the ending. I'm just going to say that it's a real surprise. So you think it's just going to be your common, like, good, bad kind of story, and then a character surprises you. So I don't want to say anything else other than that. The only thing I will say negative about these volumes is I dislike which one they chose to do last. I wish for these ones that they had done Dream Child last, definitely for this one. That would have been such a crazy ending to this collection. But His Father's Daughter might also have been a great ending. So those two I definitely would have put last if I was like making this collection. I hate how they ended it. They ended it in like a story about jealousy, and I really didn't like it at all. And then for this one, they ended it, it was like an okay one. It was a cute one about how they had been estranged for a long time and then they like got together. But I just thought that there were ones that could finish it off so much better. Like, Each in His Own Tongue would be such a powerful ending to this book. So I think that's probably the only real negative I have. That one story in this one. But the real negative, I would say, is the order I wish they had put a more powerful gut punch story as the last story. So the feeling at the end, especially of this one, was a little anticlimactic because it ended off with not the best story. So I really wish that both of them had ended with a different one. This one wasn't too bad, but this one, it was very noticeable. It's like, why did you end on that one? So that is my review of Chronicles of Avonlea and Further Chronicles of Avonlea. I would just read them, or it would be really fun if you just like read one of the stories between other books. I think that would be a really fun way to do it. Or if you even read the originals and between each book you did one of these short stories. I think that would be amazing. Yeah, because they don't like spoil anything. It really like has good vibes. I don't like that word, but it has wonderful vibes. So I think it would be just like a great, I should totally do that. I should reread the originals, and then in between each go through like a story, one of the short stories. I think that would be a perfect way to do it. So yeah, that should be all. Again, don't order this copy. It's kind of a sham because the letters are too small. Anyway, that is it. I hope y'all have a great day. Bye.